It started with an itch on my forearm. Just a faint pulse of irritation, nothing special. I thought it was dry skin or a healing scratch. I applied cream, took antihistamines, ignored it. But the itch spread. Slowly. Deliberately. Within 3 days, it had settled in my shoulder, then down my spine. A crawling sensation, like fingers made of heat and static, pressing gently from beneath the flesh. The worst part wasn't the discomfort, it was the pattern. The way it moved. Not random, not rash-like. It traced itself. I stood in front of the mirror and watched my skin bulge in soft lines, like something was sketching symbols beneath it with a needle made of pressure. The lines didn't stay. They'd rise, fade, and return somewhere else. Always moving. Always spelling something I couldn't understand. Doctors found nothing. No bites, no rashes, no signs of parasites. One ran a blood panel and said I was perfectly healthy. Another suggested psychosomatic delusion. Recommended I stop drinking coffee. But I know what I feel. At night, it gets worse. I wake up drenched in sweat, skin twitching in waves. My nails crack from scratching. My clothes stick to me like they've grown roots. I've stopped wearing shirts altogether. They tear too easily when the thing shifts beneath me. The worst was last Thursday. I woke up and found bruises running down my ribs in perfect symmetry. 5 on each side. Thumb-sized, dark. Like a pair of hands had gripped me while I slept. The finger marks faced inward. Like something holding on from within. I stopped sleeping after that. I've tried cutting, just a little. Just enough to see if something comes out. But the moment I press into the skin, the crawling retreats, slides away, hides. I've never bled from the itching spots. They're not wounds. They're activity. I recorded myself sleeping once. Only once. The video was 5 hours long. Normal at first, occasional twitches, restless turning. Then, at 2:33 a.m., I sat up, not like a startled rise. Just a slow, puppet-like ascent, shoulders first. My head turned toward the camera. My eyes didn't blink. And my hand reached out. Not toward the camera. Toward my own back. Toward the spine. And it pressed. The flesh rippled. My skin squirmed beneath the touch. Then I whispered something, too quiet to hear, and lay back down like nothing happened. I deleted the file. Couldn't stand watching it again. But the next morning, I found the shape. On my back, between my shoulder blades, perfect spiral. Raised like a scar but too fresh, too intricate. It vanished by nightfall, left no mark. But every night since, I felt it pulse. Like a door, slowly learning how to open. I've started drawing what I feel, not what I see. Just the impressions, the shifting paths, the pressure, the symbols. They never stay the same, but they rhyme. Curves, eyes. Things that resemble maps or circuits, something deeper. Ancient, instructional. And then, 2 nights ago, I finally heard it. From inside me. A soft scraping sound. Bone on bone. As though something was stretching just beneath the ribcage. Not in pain. Not in panic. Just testing the limits of its enclosure. I held my breath and listened. It responded. 3 knocks. From within. Like the hollow echo of a knuckle against a wooden door. And when I exhaled, I felt it move toward my lungs. I don't know what it wants. But I know it's not a parasite. Not a hallucination. It's something that chose me. And I think soon, it won't need to hide anymore. The knocking hasn't stopped. It's become rhythmic no once every night. At 2:33 a.m., I've started setting alarms, forcing myself to wake just before. But it doesn't matter. I always wake to the knock. It echoes through my bones, dull and hollow, like a fist inside a coffin. 3 short raps, then silence. But not peace, because that silence is listening. I think it's waiting for me to answer. My skin has changed. It looks the same in mirrors, but under certain light harsh fluorescence, candle flame-mate moves. Not like twitching, like shivering, but underneath. A tremble too deep to reach. And when I touch the surface, I can feel the warmth gather to meet my hand. It follows my palm, like a dog pressing up against its owner through a fence. or like a prisoner begging for attention. I've stopped going outside. Sunlight makes it recoil. The crawling pauses, draws back toward the spine. But I can feel it watching, from beneath, from the threshold, like something coiled inside a pipe, waiting for night to rise back through the system. The drawings have gotten worse. At first they were abstract, emotional spirals and scratches, glyphs I didn't recognize. But now they're detailed, technical. One sketch shows my own body, sliced vertically, revealing coils of something inside too many ribs, too many eyes. Another shows my silhouette surrounded by concentric circles, each one labeled in a language I swear I've never learned, but my hand writes it anyway. Some of the drawings contain blueprints, openings, cut lines. There's a page taped to my ceiling, with instructions on how to unfold the sternum to access the visitor. That's what it calls itself now. The visitor. I never gave it a name. I never let it in. But somehow it knows that language, that idea, and it repeats it in my head every time I try to sleep. A soft internal voice, not like thoughts, not like memories. It hums. The visitor lives in your hollow. I tried cutting again. Deeper this time. I used a box cutter. Shaky hands, shallow breath. I opened the skin above the spiral on my back, using mirrors, towels, anything to stop the blood. But there was no blood. Not a drop. Just space. Not emptiness space. Like the flesh was a veil, and beneath it, depth. Depth without end. I dropped a paperclip inside, just to see. It never hit anything. The wound sealed itself within 10 minutes. Like it had never been opened. Now I feel it in my throat. It climbs in threads, twitching when I speak, tightening when I try to scream. My voice cracks at strange times. Sometimes it echoes in ways it shouldn't. I recorded myself whispering once, and when I played it back, the voice wasn't mine. It sounded like me, but stretched, slowed, and in the background, breath. Not mine. A wet inhale. Close. Like someone stood behind the microphone, mimicking me. I smashed the recorder. Didn't matter. Now when I breathe against a mirror, the fog writes symbols. I don't touch the glass. I just exhale, and the moisture arranges itself into loops, slashes, ancient curls. Once, it formed an eye. And it blinked. Every surface has become reflective. I boarded up the windows, unplugged the television, broke the screens, but water reflects, metal reflects. Even my own eyes in a dark room start to feel like mirrors, and sometimes I see it looking through. Not a face. A suggestion. An awareness behind the shine. It's not trying to destroy me. That's what's so terrifying. It's inhabiting me, preparing me, cultivating me, like soil, for whatever grows next. I'm not a victim. I'm an incubator. Last night, I woke to the feeling of fingers interlaced with mine. No one was there, but I couldn't close my hand until sunrise. I think it's trying to teach me how to open myself. Not spiritually, not emotionally, literally. To unfasten, to unfold, to become the doorway it needs. I dream of corridors now, long rib-lined halls of cartilage and shadow, and at the end, a figure made of mirrors, held together by breath and whisper. It doesn't move. It waits. Its reflection in every wall. And in the dream, I always know it's waiting for me to walk through myself and meet it. Soon, I won't be able to stop it. The skin is too thin. The knocks are louder. The symbols are everywhere. And when I exhale, I hear two breaths. Mine. And the visitor's Plankstein. Synchronizing.